So now these two are not attached. I can pull that off.
Two-wheel walk behind tractor. What is this thing called?
Walk behind tractor, two-wheel tractor. The brand name is Grillo.
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 Okay, Grillo.
Grillo, right there, I think. This is a G107. This is, you get to choose. I paid extra for a Honda engine because they always start. The tires are filled with foam, so they're never go flat. And that hooks up to all of these things. So see this, and this, and that, and that, and this, and this, and all of those connect to the tractor and are powered by it. So that I will use this afternoon. This is a harrow. Each one of these 5 things has fingers and it spins. And with the back, you adjust how deep in the ground it goes, and they overlap so that the fingers cover the whole ground because these come through those as they turn.
Okay.
So every other one turns the other way, and so this will work. This is a seeder. I only have used it for putting lime down, but if you want a as wide as that is, clean path of everything has the same amount of stuff.
Right. Uniform planting.
That is good.
Okay.
Lime is good. This is a tiller like you would have used anywhere.
But you don't do much tilling of the ground, right? You don't do a lot of tilling?
I don't do a lot. I do some, but I don't.
Just like in the beginning, and then you.
And that, for example, I use a lot because I can till down only 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
And then when I go to plant seed, I haven't disturbed underneath. I'm just disturbing the very top where you run your seeder. I'll get to that in a second. This is my latest attempt to exactly do what you were suggesting. This is a trencher. This attaches to the back of that, and this the wheel's just there to get it out to the field. This here makes a trench and fills it back in again. So those beans we were seeding,
right?
I went through first with this, and I made an area that's as wide as that, this wide and that deep, that was fully tilled, and nothing else.
Okay.
Just that.
Yeah.
It's called strip till.
Strip till.
That's what this is. This here is for more serious work. This is a so-called vertical plow. I can pull this out of the way if you like. I love that thing. This is a vertical plow. I don't feel like getting it up on its feet. But imagine that the spindle of that is not lying like that. It's like this.
Yeah.
Here's what you do. I'll use this as a demonstrator. You go down you pick the middle of the field and you go down this way.
Okay.
It digs a really deep trench and breaks it up and throws it off to the right side. Then you turn around and you go down. We went down this one, throwing it that way. When we get to that end, we turn around, we come back this way, throwing it this way.
Right.
Now, we've done 2 of these. What we do from that is, instead of going back here, we go around. We go down this, or if you want, we turn around there. But the point is that these 2 threw it outward, and from then on, we're going around the perimeter, throwing it back in.
Okay.
So this is a plow. It does what a plow does.
You're turning it back over.
Which is turn everything over.
Right. Okay.
So that is a rotary plow. This is a disc. I haven't used that hardly at all. It was a mistake to buy. This is a chisel, so-called. This goes behind. Everything's locked in here together. Hold on a second.
And these are all Italian tools?
They're all Italian, yep.
Is there a dealer in the U.S. or you have to
Yeah,
order
in
them?
Kentucky,
Okay.
Earth Tools.
Earth tools.
These people right here.
Okay.
So this is a chisel. It goes behind it. It drags, but that's pretty deep.
Mm.
And so if you're trying to break up, you know what hard pan is?
Clay. Yeah, just
Hard
like
pan? Yeah.
yeah.
It's a layer where if you plow year over year, you harden the soil. There's
Yeah.
a soft layer and the hard layer. This is for breaking up hard pan.
Okay.
Mechanically. Of course, there's also breaking it up with radish.
Like
radish,
daikon, yeah.
which I use a lot. And then this over here, that's connected to it right now, is a mower. But it is one hell of a mower. It'll reduce standing corn to things the size of a quarter, and it mows right to the ground, to the ground.
Okay.
Which means, of course, you'd rather not have a lot of rocks, but it mows to the ground. This thing, the controls, you can reverse direction. In other words, this can go around there.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is some things like this go in front of you as you go along. Some things like that go behind you as you go along.
Oh, because you need
So you
to
can
adjust where
adjust.
you're standing.
And go either direction.
Okay.
Again, Grillo, Berta, Rinaldi, Grillo, you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
This is my most recent purchase because I'm trying to get my tillage down to less
Yeah.
and less. And this allows me to till just a strip to plant into
Yeah.
for direct seed things.
This type of equipment is more appropriate for small scale family farming and not somebody who's growing for
Correct.
like
Although, for example,
industrial agriculture.
For example, you can get this where they're ganged together and there's several of them, and you can pull it with an ATV or a really small tractor
For a larger scale.
for larger scale.
Mm-hmm.
This is also something that can be ganged together. This is fully independent. This is an electric powered precision seeder, and I will use this on the sunflowers later.
Okay.
The seed goes in there. The electricity is two batteries out here, and they were so smart they put them just forward of the center of gravity of those tires. So turning this around, pick that up. It's a piece of cake
Oh wow.
because
So
the weight
light.
is out here.
Yeah, it helps you.
The weight's out here, and these are the drive wheels. So
Okay.
the weight is on the drive wheels.
Yeah.
This wheel, as it turns, can you see in there? See something turning?
Yeah.
Okay, what's turning in there? Give me a second to get it open. And every time you use this, you have to go through a production, but I like the fact it's electric and lightweight. All right, this is what's inside there, but that's not interesting. This is what's interesting.
Oh.
These holes, the bigger ones on the inside,
Yeah.
are the drive wheel.
Okay.
These, can you see what it says there?
It says 18030.
Yep.
Okay.
That says that around the outside here, there are 18 holes.
Okay.
And it says that the hole is 3 millimeters.
Okay.
And the idea is what really goes on, and I haven't said this so far, is that this is a vacuum pump. And so this is on here. The seed is on here. Let me put it back together just a second. the seed is in here, and as it turns, the vacuum pump sucks up one seed for every one of those little bitty holes as it turns. Again, you'll remember that this turns.
So that's ensuring the spacing.
Right, that controls the spacing. Two things control the spacing. One is how many little holes do you have? And the other is, I'm going to swing this around, watch out here. The other is this. This wheel and that wheel, between them, determine for every revolution of this, how many revolutions of that.
Okay.
And so you have pretty good control over seed placement.
Right.
And because the vacuum is what it is, it pulls the seed one at a time. The word for any seed, or this and giant ones and everything else, the word you're looking for is singulation,
Okay.
which means how well does it pick up
That's
one.
wild that it is that precise.
One seed. Yeah. And the reason is vacuum.
Yeah. Well, how do you ensure the depth of the seed?
Well, funny you should ask. Let me get this back in here. There we go. That is right here. If I pull this out, this drops down, and what this is a plow, and the seed falls through here.
Okay.
So with this arm, do you mind if I don't take it apart?
Yeah.
You pull this arm out and you can adjust how high this is, which is to say how deep that is. Put this arm back in and lock it.
So the higher you pull that up, the more shallow you're planting.
Yeah. Right now it's as shallow as it gets, so I can roll it on the floor and not have it drag. But this also is Italian, wizard.
Wow.
And you see right here, I've got a supply of various wheels.
Yeah.
And you...
That's for the spacing. Is that?
Yeah, so I can do different spacing. And this is, so I have other wheels, and I have instructions. And how you read that? There, I get my feet out of here. Put my glasses on. B is the upper sprocket. A is the lower. So, for example, single stem sunflower, one row.
Okay.
We've already worked this out. So you'd put a wheel with 18 teeth on the bottom sprocket, and you put a wheel with 13 teeth on the upper sprocket. And what you get is, if you're running an 18-hole wheel, they come down at 4 inches.
There's wait a minute. They're spaced at 4 inches. Every 4 inches you have a sunflower.
Right.
Okay.
If you put not a 18, remember that was 18,300?
Yeah.
That was the 300 comes off there's another chart that tells you sunflowers, turnips,
So the 18 is just the size of the actual thing that you're putting on the machine.
The big plate that I showed you has 18 holes.
18 holes. Okay.
So these are all for 18 hole
18
ones.
holes.
And so if I have I know the 18s are confusing, but if I have a sprocket of this size on the bottom and a sprocket of this size on the top, and I'm using an 18-hole wheel, then as it goes along, I get a seed every 4 inches.
And if it has 36 holes, you get every 2 inches.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so single stem sunflower, 2 rows, 6 inches apart. Instead of 18, 13, we use 13 and 12. Now we get them every 5. And...
so you're going to look on your seed packet and say, I need a seed every 2 inches.
Right.
And then you determine what you need over here.
Yeah, and you figure out, do I have enough wheels? Because obviously you can buy a bajillion wheels.
Right.
But yeah, that's how this baby works. And we're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, that's a cool piece of equipment.
Yeah,
how much this thing?
I thought long and hard before I bought that, but do I have any downsides of it? Well, one downside is it is very hard to be sure that you're putting a seed down every, whatever it is, 4 inches, because you can't see it.
Right.
That little window is helpful, but if you're using, like sunflowers, black seed, I'm not going to see black seed attached to that wheel as it goes around through that little window. If I'm using white seed, it's really a piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So it's a pretty nice machine.
But have you seen pretty consistent results with it? Like,
yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Um,
How much did this thing cost?
$3,800.
Oh, that's not bad.
Nope. Not terrible. While we are here, I'm just going to put the charger on it.
Is that like a little golf cart deep cycle battery? What is that?
You're absolutely right. You're a smart person. Those are
I have moments.
the same batteries that you would find. Well, the way it was explained to me is they're the same batteries you'd find in personal mobility things. Motorized wheelchairs.
Yeah.
But that would be the same thing. Or is this the? No, that's not the one I want. Is this the one I want? Yes. I'll put it on charger while we're leaving on that because I'm going to use this later.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's fully charged, but it never hurts to add some juice. Oh, okay. Okay, that's got a little bit of charging to do. Oh, and this goes on it too. This is a electric generator.
That goes on what? This.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, I've used this twice. There was a tractor in a barn that I told you, an old tractor down there. To get it out of the barn, I had to inflate the tires.
Mm-hmm.
To inflate the tires, I had to have an air compressor.
You needed to get it there.
The air compressor has a hose. So the setup was half-dead tractor, hose, air compressor, electricity off of this connected to that. So I start this up, I start generating electricity, and I can run the
Nice.
air compressor. So yeah, a little. So this is the stuff for the garden, and that's the stuff for beekeeping.
Jeez.
This here, for what it's worth, it's a little dirty, but it's not otherwise damaged. This is a 4-poster rope bed, also made by my great-grandfather.
Henry Clay.
So he made this. And a rope bed is, the rope goes around this to the other side, and it's tightened up with a rope
Oh,
branch.
wow. I didn't know that was a thing. So instead of wooden slats, it's
Right,
ropes.
It's rope.
Wow.
He made that.
Do you do any woodworking?
Pardon me?
Do you do any woodworking?
I like to.
Yeah.
I don't do much. I made this cabinet, for example. I made that box, which isn't assembled yet.
Do you make your bee boxes?
No, I do not.
Okay.
It's much cheaper to buy them from an Amish guy in Etheridge.
Okay.
So let me show you around here.
Etheridge, Iowa?
No, Etheridge, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So, where is it? Is it upstairs? I might have taken it upstairs. I'm looking for the dehydrator.
That's a cool canoe.
Thank you. It is a very nice canoe. Oh,
Wow. Wow. What kind
That's a
of
gift.
wood is that?
That was a gift to me from Deborah, and I don't get to use it much. But I do have the dehydrator. It's but it's
That's-
a lovely canoe.
Yeah.
This is the dehydrator.